Click below to watch the original Sins video or to buy Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith.
These opening crawls always seem to tell a story that is not logical from where we left off. The Jedi and the clones destroyed the droid army and the factory where they were built in the last movie. But suddenly Dooku can go around making successful attacks that he wasn't capable of before.
The fact that this movie doesn't take place exactly where the last one left off is exactly what the title crawl is there for. There are several years in between each film, and this is what's happened in the meantime.
These two ships are doing absolutely nothing except making a long, unbroken shot possible.
These two ships are doing absolutely nothing except flying towards General Grievous's ship, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
This is just stupid, ludicrous survival. Also, this brings to light the fact that there appears to be no solid military plan involved on either side. Hey, just send all your ships out and we'll flip a coin. Heads we die, tails we die.
Jeremy, having seen a teeny tiny fraction of the fighting forces involved in this battle, has decided that he can tell that there's absolutely no military strategy going on.
The General's command ship is dead ahead.
Still, like 4 minutes ago you said the same thing.
General Grievous's ship is directly ahead.
Neither it nor you moved or changed direction in the last 4 minutes.
I have an idea. Maybe it did move, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan followed it because it's their objective. Which, you know, it is.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
In earlier uses of this line, it was always in a situation that was undefined. The person saying it didn't know why they got a bad feeling, but they got it nonetheless.
Yeah.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Sure it was.
If only the bad guys in these movies had made their ships less R2 compatible, they would have won this shit.
They did win. Also, had you ever considered that it's maybe not the ships that are R2 compatible, but maybe R2 is everything compatible?
So it's come to this, a coughing robot.
I refuse to believe that you didn't realize General Grievous was a cyborg.
Destroyers.
This is almost a reenactment of the scene from Phantom Menace when these destroyers showed up. You'd think they learned to come from the sides to make defense nearly impossible.
Yes, if only they could learn to just be in a different place.
R2 continues to accidentally himself out of every situation he finds himself in.
I'm like 97.5% sure that was on purpose.
This CGI makes it look like this shouldn't even hurt.
Are you kidding? That CGI makes it look like his legs have been crushed. I was completely ready to come in here and add a missed sin for Obi-Wan just being able to walk that off. Actually, you know what? I will. So when I was editing the last sin, I did an accidental crossfade that made things go all wibbly. And then I thought, hey, it would be fun to experiment with that effect. And then I did experiment with that effect and I thought, hey, it would be fun to show people this. And that's what this is.
Good, Anakin, good.
I remember Return of the Jedi too.
It's almost as if when one character is trying to do things they've done before in the exact same way, they'll behave in a similar way.
Activate ray shields!
Ray shields.
Aside from the coughing, which is dumb as hell, how does a robot get promoted through the ranks so quickly and become a general? What the f*** is this nonsense?
You have no idea what General Grievous was doing for the entire time before he appeared in this movie. You have literally no information to tell you how long it took him to become a general. As far as you know, he's a general because he was demoted from a higher rank.
You lose, General Kenobi!
The glass on this battleship is so weak that you can break it by piercing it with a sparkly stick.
Landing strip, straight ahead.
We're coming in too hot.
Too hot for 10 miles of runway? How is that possible?
By going so fast that 10 miles of runway is not enough space to slow down. And in a ship that can go faster than light speed, I don't think that's that unlikely.
Well, the first 24 minutes of this thing are some bullshit, but it's still better than the Trade Federation negotiations.
Just to reiterate that, Sin, this movie's opening is better than another movie's opening. I don't like that.
You owe me one, and not for saving your skin for the 10th time.
9th time. That business on Cato and Amoria doesn't count.
Once again, Jedi talk about some we never got to see.
Once again, Jeremy sins the Jedi for talking about something we never got to see. So, what would you prefer? Would you like it if the Jedi just stopped Jediing in between films? Or would you prefer it if the prequel trilogy was so long it could show us everything Anakin and Obi-Wan did for the 13 years it covers? Actually, you know what? No, I'm still not satisfied with that one. I'm gonna give it another crack.
Once again, Jedi talk about some we never got to see.
How dare the movie create a richer and more fleshed out world by alluding to the fact that we're only getting a small glimpse into a full living and breathing universe?
There were whispers that you'd been killed.
Why? Who knew the situation enough to make any kind of speculation?
Jeremy, in 2017, seems to think that people speculating, even though they don't have enough information, is unrealistic.
Annie, I'm pregnant.
It's truly amazing how Yoda and a whole bunch of Jedi Council members can't sense this.
Master Yoda, what is it, Master Windu? My pregnancy sense is tingling. Oh no. I think Anakin might be slipping Queen Amidala the sausage. As a Jedi, I can tell. I have felt it too. The pregnancy, not the sausage. Something must be done. Yes. Do you have around $500 on you? Why do you know the going rate for an abortion? No reason. Mace. Fine, because Jay googled it to make this sketch. Oh, so we're going the meta route now, are we? This is Cinema Sins. What did you expect? Wasn't there supposed to be a sin in here somewhere? Yes, I think there was, but I've forgotten what it is now. Should we just roll the dinger and move on? We probably should. This bit was feeling drawn out by abortion. Okay.
But it's probably true.
In the span of one movie, Padme has gone from serious, determined protector of Naboo to flirty giggle girl in a nightie.
Get you a girl who can do both. Also, half of that sin was for Padme changing her clothes appropriately with the situation, whereas none of it was for that awful, awful transitional wipe.
I doubt the Queen will continue to allow me to serve in the Senate.
How do you go from queen to senator, but then the replacement queen has more power than you do? Is this monarchy not based on birthright? Is the queen elected but then still called a queen? I'm so confused about Naboo's politics.
Yes, literally that. What you just said. It's true, all of it. You got it right on your first attempt, but then you still claim to be confused, which really seems like it might be a you problem at this point.
Sir Lukamai has fallen, and Master Voss has moved his troops to Bos Pitti.
My brain just spun a wheel of chance to figure out what the hell Obi-Wan just said.
Basically, it was a load of stuff to let you know that this war is a lot bigger than just what you see on screen.
I'm depending on you.
For what? I don't understand.
Why would you? He's literally given you zero information so far.
That's why he asked.
I hope right you are.
Man, did the prequels take all the fun out of Yoda's speech patterns or what?
What, by carrying them on the exact way they were before? Yeah, sure they did.
Cirque du Soleil bubbles.
Yay, apparently bubbles are a sin now.
Do you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Shh, quiet. I'm trying to watch the Electric Bubble Show, dude.
Really? A legendary meme to work with and that's what you go with?
He could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
What purpose did it serve for Darth Plagueis to impregnate Shmi, who then went to Tatooine and gave birth to a potential Jedi who, without a whole bunch of bull happening, would never have been discovered?
Anakin hadn't been discovered by the Jedi. I'm fairly sure the Sith could have just gone themselves and got him.
Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
This series has been so focused on keeping the Palpatine Darth Sidious secret.
No, it hasn't. You're almost certainly supposed to know that Palpatine is Darth Sidious. Like, that's not a twist.
This series has been so focused on keeping the Palpatine Darth Sidious secret that it's lost sight over what could have been an awesome thing to see. Sidious learning about the Force and killing his master. That's all these movies are. Explanations and backstories of things that would have been awesome to see, but we only hear about.
So you're saying that you don't think the rise of the Empire and birth of Darth Vader is something worth seeing? Don't get me wrong, I would also love to see Palpatine learning about the Force, but quit your whining that literally every part of Star Wars canon hasn't been made into a movie yet. That is not a sin on this movie. This movie is doing the opposite of what you're complaining about by showing us more of the Star Wars universe. Things that in the original trilogy, hey, we only heard about.
Obi-Wan watches himself pilot a ship away from the dock, and I'm left to wonder, am I watching The Island right now?
This movie has a... Wait, what does it have? I've never seen The Island, I don't know. Still, I'm fairly sure the sin still stands, right? No, please tell me, I'm genuinely asking.
And somehow Obi-Wan managed to fake everyone out by not being on the ship when it flew away. Something we didn't get to see.
We are literally seeing it right now.
When did Obi-Wan learn to ride one of these random bastards?
I don't know, maybe he did it during the 30 plus years of his life that we haven't seen on screen yet.
I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
When did you guys have time for that?
Maybe in the 3 years between movies? Or before that?
What's better than 1 or 2 lightsabers? 4 lightsabers.
Well, I mean, come on, look, it clearly is. Grievous is fucking awesome.
90 seconds of what am I gonna do contemplation.
Honestly, just because of the atmosphere, this is one of my favorite scenes from the movie. The music and cinematography work together so well to make just such a good atmospheric scene. When watching it, I forget any of the problems that the prequels have, and I'm just lost in the moment because of how well done it is. But yes, I do suppose Anakin does think about things for 90 seconds, so I guess that's worth a sin. Because thinking is just such a bad thing to do.
Emperor versus Mace Windu battle really heats things up with a big load of boring.
Are you kidding me? Wow, my voice went a little bit, mouse there. But, you know, I think I made my point. And the sin total was 37 sins. That's a lot. And the punishment is yet more sins, because we're still going to do part 2. Not in this video, though. In another one. Anyway, before the end segment today, I thought I could show you a little cheeky clip of a new video I've put up on my other channel. It's Star Wars related, so it fits. What I've done is gone to trailers of The Last Jedi and taken a load of real, actual, genuine comments to showcase. I hope you enjoy the clip. I thought there's supposed to be 9 episodes. 1, 2, 3 with Mark Hamill, 4, 5, 6 with Anai Ken, and 7, 8, 9 with Rey. Yes, that is what's happening. Rey, a Palpatine. It should be released on December 4th because May the 4th be with you. You know, I don't think you really get this whole May the 4th thing, which works because it's, you know, May the 4th. And then, before he left, Leia said to Luke, "Luke, December the Force be with you. Delta 23 Disney is just there to rewrite history and turn Star Wars into an SJW cuck fest. Oh yay, the word cuck. Hence it's a copy with just shitty new characters, etc. Feminism killed Star SJW Wars. Propaganda. Jewish SJW propaganda. Shame that the gays are going to ruin Liberal eye cancer. Why the fuck am I getting communist propaganda of North Korea? Why is this Hollywood pervert, rapist, child molesting, liberal, Democrat bullshit getting recommended to me? I didn't watch because I know it's bullshit. Get a fucking life, loser. Anyway, if you want to watch the full thing, there's a link on screen now. But if you do click it, make sure to come back for this end segment. So, today's end segment. Today's end segment. Don't worry, it's not just me saying today's end segment over and over again. In the last Star Wars Sins video, I made 5 predictions about Star Wars The Last Jedi. Oh, by the way, I should probably warn you now that this end segment is going to include spoilers for Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi. So, spoiler warning. Anyway, last Star Wars Sins video, everything wrong with Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, I did an end segment where I predicted what was going to happen in Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi. Now that I've seen The Last Jedi, I'm going to take a look back at those predictions to see how many I got right. Welcome to 5 Star Wars Episode 8 predictions that will totally be true. Isn't this just the very best kind of YouTube content? Prediction 1. Kylo Ren will be swayed from the dark side by Leia's death. Okay, I was way off there. The fact that Leia will die is also part of this prediction. That's not been verified anywhere. Oh good, I was wrong again. It's only prediction number 1 and I've already managed to predict 2 things incorrectly. But let's be honest, I think most people were surprised about that one. There were so many times in the movie where I thought, alright, this is where Leia's going to die. And then she just went ahead and survived it. I honestly don't think anyone was expecting that to happen. Yes, I predict that Snoke will either force Kylo Ren to kill Leia or kill Leia himself. And this is going to make Kylo Ren go, maybe I don't want to be a part of a system where killing my mum is an important part of being in that system. I don't think I want to be a part of that. Okay, so even though I wasn't right here, we did get something a little bit like that. Although it was Rey instead of Leia, we did have a scene of Snoke trying to force Kylo to kill Rey. And in that scene, I would say that Kylo definitely, let's say, opted out of being led by Snoke. Prediction 2. Grey Jedi. Nope. Although, we did get a couple of scenes where it seemed like Rey was using the dark side. You know what? No, I'm just clutching at straws here. This one is definitely wrong. Predictione 3. The movie will end with a graphic sex scene between Luke and Chewbacca. I was right. Yes, I was right. Don't question me. Predicky 4. Why was Leia not a fucking Jedi in The Force Awakens? I know it's not technically a prediction, but I just feel this so strongly that it needed to make this list. If you are a Star Wars fan, can you honestly tell me that you don't think The Force Awakens would be vastly improved by the addition of a badass Jedi Leia? God damn it, if I'd made this an actual prediction that Leia would have Force powers in the next episode, I would have been fucking right. I mean, I'm assuming those were Force powers when she pulled herself back into the ship. That was the Force, right? I don't know, the movie never really explained that. And finally, Prediction 5. People who are like, Disney ruined Star Wars with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi looks like it's going to be shit too, are going to completely hate the film regardless of how good the film actually is. I'd like to preference this with, the film has a 7 on IMDb. Disney is a globalist company and their new generation of Star Wars is for the brain dead. Please, a female lead Jedi? That ruined it all for me. Whatever SJWs touch, it turns to poo emoji. The film was shit. They literally had a whole planet with no other purpose than to shit on capitalism. The old Star Wars trilogy was awesome. And this new one sucks! I don't understand why they had to include a black guy and a female Jedi. The gynocentric agenda continues. I hated the movie. It made me cry inside. This is not Star Wars. UPS loses family's $846 inheritance. Offers to refund $32 shipping fee. I don't know what that screenshot was doing with all the comments, but I think it's funny, so I left it in. The last one was bad. This one sucks more. The SJWs have destroyed the Star Wars franchise. Terrible. Really, really terrible. I feel bad for Mark and his character, Luke. I didn't like it. The movie was complete shit. The Last Jedi was so bad that I had to race home and watch Empire so I could get the taste out of my mouth. Yeah, it was gay. I was so disappointed at this movie. Just watched it absolutely horrible. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I was right about this one. Okay, so I got 2 out of 5 predictions correct. If you include the Chewbacca one, which, I'll be honest, you probably shouldn't. And it was the one that wasn't even about the actual film. It was about the fan response. Okay, I should stop trying to predict things. I hope you've enjoyed this. Goodbye. And December the Force be with you.